sure you want to dance that dance?
Evil West is a third-person action game with a pretty linear campaign that is about 12 hours long. You've got a clear start, a clear finish, and along the way you'll find collectibles and some bugs. And no, it's not the kind that roam around the forest, more like good old-fashioned Wild West money. You play as Jesse Rentier, vampire hunter extraordinaire and son of William Rentier, who founded this whole vampire hunting gig. The story plays out in a mysterious Wild West theme, throwing you into eerie swamps, underground floating pyramids because, well, why not? And canyons that are as dangerous as they are scenic. The team at Flying Wild Hog went all in on the spooky Western theme, and it works. The levels, they're awesome. They fit the missions and give you that this is about to get intense feeling. And the characters, they're a wild bunch. Just to mention a few, Jesse's your typical lovable, grumpy hero, loyal but constantly annoyed.
Please don't tell Dr. Blackwell about this. Mr. Renier?
James Harrow is that obnoxious guy who's all about the money and somehow still alive.
I expected champagne and canapes. Instead, some fanged fuck broke into your headquarters and slapped you all around like a gaggle of whimpering sissies! Now the entire country is left unprotected while I stand here with my dick in my hand like an idiot!
And then there's Felicity, who honestly, I think someone just pulled straight out of a horror movie. She's creepy, has a pet leech, and every time she speaks you're wondering, why is she like this?
All aboard! The train's about to leave the station. Do you hear them singing? That's humanity's requiem.
All in all, the game's cast is quirky and serious enough to keep things entertaining. And just when you think you've seen it all, they surprise you with something bizarre or hilarious. Now, as much as the world and characters draws you in, the real star of Evil West is the combat. It's like a buffet of carnage and vampire-killing chaos. You've got your weapons and skills, and you'll use the bucks you earn to unlock upgrades. And there are even chests hiding on every level for more goodies. Why not mix treasure hunting with vampire hunting, am I right? Just when you think you figured out the combat, the game throws something new at you, keeping things fresh. You start off with your standard issue pistol, which, after a few upgrades, basically becomes a lightning gun, because apparently regular bullets just weren't enough. Then you've got perk points. Think of them as little superpowers. Want to punch vampires faster? Done. Need enemies to drop health when you hit weak spots? No problem. And the best part, the game keeps giving you new toys to play with. No matter how far you are, you'll be upgrading, adding perks and finding new weapons, so you don't get bored using the same stuff. The pacing, they nailed it. Just when you think you're getting comfortable, the game tosses tougher enemies at you, like it's saying, yeah, good luck with that. But what really keeps the combat from getting stale is the enemies themselves. Early bosses pop back up later as regular enemies, but they don't just show up for a reunion tour, oh no. They bring their tougher friends along. One enemy might have a shield that blocks everything you throw at them, while another is shooting webs to slow you down. It's like the enemies are planning their own team-building exercise, and you're the unlucky target. You're not defenseless though. You've got plenty of ways to dish out the pain, whether it's dashing into uppercut a vampire or blasting them with a shotgun. You've got options, and trust me, you're gonna need every single one of them, because the difficulty, it definitely ramps up. And halfway through, if you're as bad as me at remembering buttons and keeping track of cooldowns, you'll start questioning if normal difficulty is really normal. The game also throws in 4 big bosses, and they're not messing around. These fights get chaotic, and when I say chaotic, I mean pure mayhem. Dodging, shooting, punching, and probably a few prayers will be thrown in for good measure. It's not just about brute force. These bosses demand strategy and skill, so if you were thinking about just mashing buttons, think again. Good luck, you're going to need it.
You can do it! Cut his freaking balls off!
Of course, it's not just the combat that shines in Evil West. The visuals are just as important in setting that gritty, supernatural vibe. Evil West doesn't exactly push the envelope on graphical innovation, but the art style is solid. The environments are gritty and dark, from creepy swamps, underground caves and dusty deserts. The game nails that supernatural Wild West vibe, and the character designs are just exaggerated enough to fit the over-the-top action. Plus the gore. Oh, it's plentiful in case that's your thing. The sound design and music are on point too. Every gunshot, punch and electrocution feels meaty and satisfying, while the soundtrack shifts between eerie and intense, depending on the action and the mission setting. Once you've soaked in the visuals and mastered the combat, you might wonder if there's more to come back for. While the game isn't huge on replayability, the combat's fun enough to make a second run through tempting, especially on higher difficulty levels. Plus, if you're looking for some extra laughs and carnage, there's a 2-player co-op mode. I have not personally played or tested the co-op mode, so I can't attest to its validity or playability, but it's there, because nothing says friendship like teaming up to punch vampires in the face. Together! I've gotta say, it's refreshing to play a game with a linear level design. Nowadays, everything's open world, which is great, until you realize you've been side questing for 6 hours and forgot what the main mission even was. Here, every level has a purpose. No filler, just straight up action with amazing level design through visuals and sound. Sure, by the end of the game, some of the enemies start to feel like familiar faces at an awkward high school reunion. But the variety in combat, boss mechanics and upgrades keeps the whole experience feeling fresh. The story? It's solid. It's got some genuinely funny moments, a few weird ones, and it keeps you interested from start to finish. Could it have gone a little deeper? Maybe. And yeah, I wouldn't have minded an extra mission or two after the final boss just to wrap things up nicely. But all in all, Evil West is just a good, gory, old-school action game that doesn't try to be something it's not. At around 10 to 15 hours, it's the kind of game that scratches that old-school action itch. And hey, if you can grab it on sale, even better. If you want to see or know more of Evil West, I have my entire playthrough on the channel, so feel free to check it out. If you enjoyed this Evil West review, be sure to subscribe to not miss out on my other playthroughs and reviews. Until next time.